This is a small custom Minecraft oak tree. Want one yourself? I'm going to show you how to build one. Resource packs aside, it's actually really simple. There are many materials you can use for trees in Minecraft, especially for oak trees. You may think that a Minecraft tree has to be built out of wood, but that's not true. In Minecraft, it's more about finding the right shapes and textures for your build. Especially when it comes to trees, shapes are very important. For small trees like that, I personally like to use fences and fence gates. Preferably spruce when it comes to oak trees, because a realistic tree doesn't look like this. You can use granite for these as well, however I personally like to use them in bigger trees a lot. And now, let's get started. It's important to understand that it's all about the shapes of a tree. A tree has to look balanced from all perspectives. That doesn't necessarily mean symmetrical, but at least balanced. It means from the top and from all side angles it should kinda look natural. So let's get to building one. First we should consider the branches and the stem of the build. Don't worry about shapes too much yet, just go in the general direction that you want. Ideally building trees in Minecraft is all about variety anyways. The more trees you have, the better. I personally like building a lot of little twigs into my trees simply because I personally think it looks good. It makes the build feel way more interesting and natural. A quick look from all perspectives makes me think that this is more or less good enough for what I'm trying to do today. Maybe like this. And now, let's start with leaves. Ideally, you're gonna use different leaves for a tree. I feel like jungle leaves and oak leaves match together pretty well. They look kinda the same, but have enough difference, so you don't really notice it from afar. But as you get close and really look into the details, you kinda see the difference here. I always start at the very end of each branch, and then just start with one kind of leaf that you should just continue through. Just build little patches. Make sure to leave air spaces between the leaves. You can do it however you want. Some people prefer very dense leafage. I personally don't. I prefer having my trees very light. It makes them look more natural in my opinion. But then again, it all depends on your taste. The reason why most people suck at building trees, including me, is because they just don't try. And neither do I. You just have to kind of get a feel for it. Just go ahead, place some leaves as you feel like it. Just do whatever. Just give it a try, place some leaves, see how it looks, and then go over it again and change it a bit. For example, this, it's a good first try, but I can definitely see that I need more leaves in all these areas. So I just start filling them in, maybe a little bit more volume here and there. You can always add a branch here or there as well afterwards. Perfectly fine. And now advancing the very top of the tree, I wanted a couple last leaves just to balance it out a bit more. So again, it's all about getting a variety of trees. You rather build 10 decent looking trees than 2 very good looking trees, especially when it comes to smaller ones. But I'm going to show you a couple alternatives to these. These are a couple of varieties I built. These ones I used jungle wood, just to, demonstrate how it looks with different wood type. But if you want to get the last perfect professional finish on these, let me give you this special tip. Actually, I have 2 secret last tips. The first one is survival friendly. Just get you some rooted dirt and coarse dirt and make a small little dirt patch underneath. It makes it look more realistic. It obviously depends on the environment you're building these in. If you're building it in a garden, it may be perfectly fine without adding any dirt patches or whatever. But especially the more natural it gets, the more into nature it gets, you should really add a couple of patches here and there. And make sure to add a leaf here and there. You can add a little bush. But I have one last tip for your creative builders out there. Get yourself some target block and world edit, and let's get started. We're going to add a bit of grass to our trees. It definitely makes a huge difference, just trust me. Add a target block here or there, ideally above certain leaves where maybe the density isn't too high, or next to leaves where the density isn't too high. Grass is perfect because the shape just differs from all the other things you're using. If you have the access to world edit, you should definitely do this. It's very simple. Just take your world edit X or do it with commands, select this area, and then replace the target blocks with grass. There we go. I'm not a dedicated server, so some of the grass is breaking, but who cares? This definitely looks way better. It looks so bushy, and don't even have the right resource pack installed. And make sure to watch a couple more guys, perhaps I can help you even more. And maybe even subscribe to the channel if you like this content. See you next time.